Hello, Bay Ridge. Welcome to another edition of After Hours. If you're a regular watcher, you may notice we've moved into a different area. It's still not the final studio, but this is coming from Stephanie's office. We are grateful to have the use and occupancy. We're slowly getting moved in here. On Sunday, Tony Marsh taught the last in our planned teachings in the Questioning Jesus series, and he was looking really at the question of Jesus himself. Who is Jesus? Who does he claim to be? And he did a really great job. I wasn't able to be here because we were up at the hospital with the accident that our son Jeremy had, but I did watch on Facebook Live, which I encourage. If you're not able to be here, it's a great way to kind of keep up with what's going on in the meeting and be part of what God's doing in our community. But Tony did a really good job of handling this question of Jesus and looking at who Jesus claims to be. As Tony said on Sunday, really everything else revolves around that. People want to somehow make it out that they can accept Jesus and say he's a good teacher. They don't want to say bad things about him, but they don't want to really grapple with who he claimed to be. And because of who Jesus claimed to be, then that's really the only question that matters, because if he's not who he claimed to be, then quite honestly, he should be ignored. And so should Christianity as a whole, the church, and all the things that we're doing. But if he is who he claimed to be, then he can't be ignored. And in fact, it's the central issue for every human life. And so as we've gone through this series, we've tried to look at these various areas. We've tried to talk about how to answer these questions. But I'd encourage you to be praying for your friends, looking for ways to have these discussions. But the most essential issue for everyone and for when we're talking with people is, who is Jesus? It's that question when he asked Peter on the one day, or all the disciples, and he said, who do you say that I am? They had been answering who everybody else said Jesus was, but he said, who do you say I am? And Peter, as you remember, said, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus said, you are blessed, because that is the central question. Who is Jesus, and how do we answer that question? Tony mentioned on Sunday a great resource that helps you think through a lot of these issues. I'm rereading it right now, which is C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity. Lewis is the one who had the famous, what is known as the trilemma, either that Jesus is a lunatic, a crazy man, he is a liar, someone who knew that he was misleading people, or he is Lord of all. There really is no other option. People try to get around that. They try to work their way around it. But actually, there is no other option. Jesus is either a lunatic, a liar, or Lord. He is not just a good man or a good teacher. Mere Christianity really lays that out, and it lays it out in a way that you could learn some things and even be able to share with your friends. So I encourage you to be studying and thinking about that, looking at the questions we've talked about, but also to be praying and asking God to use you to reach out to other people. Reaching out to our neighbors, answering their questions is not something for a few professionals or theologians or pastors or missionaries. It's something for every one of us as believers. So I encourage you, let's be praying for our neighbors, praying for the people that we work with, praying for our family members, and asking God to give us opportunities to help them consider the most important question. Who do you say that I am? Who is Jesus? And what does that mean for us? I hope you're having a great week. I look forward to seeing everybody as we gather this weekend to worship together. God bless.